Soundtrack to the love we make. Let your love flow and shower us. Let your love flow and shower us.
Alright, peace and love, peace and love. Come on, baby. I'm on my way to work. It's Saturday morning. And I feel alright this morning. It's 7:30. Getting closer to our time. So, as I said in a previous video, I've been in this space of just figuring out where I am. And so, in that process, I just wanted to share something that I found. That my understanding has evolved on since my earlier, my videos starting out. So when I started, I had a plan, or it really wasn't even a plan at the time. It was a realization. My first video, November 30th of 2020, and it aired on December 21st of 2020. But I was driving to work and I came to this understanding or realization that my job was temporary, that it wouldn't be something that would be forever. And I said that I believe in 2 years or less I would be out of there. Now I haven't reached the 2-year mark yet, so my prediction hasn't necessarily failed yet. Oh, that's real. So it hasn't necessarily been incorrect yet, but my understanding of time may have been incorrect, and my time could have been off. It doesn't mean that it was off, because I still have time. It's only August 20th. So I've got some time until November 30th to make that 2 years. Really November 29th to make 2 years. So, in this process of reevaluating and, just assessing where I am and where am I with that plan, my 2-year plan, where do I feel that I am right now? And I'll say that I'm still in the same mindset of, being able to, move on from the particular job that I was working. But I think that even in the strategy that I mentioned, that, me being committed to the place while I was there, for these 2 years, I think there was a call or a choice that was made that I would say I could have done more. I could have given more to it, you know, just in retrospect. How I utilized these 2 years, I think I could have utilized them better, you know. But, you know, I wanted to share this because I want to be honest in that, and I want to update or correct or upgrade my strategy, you know, or my game plan, or what I found in my game plan that I would want you to know if you ever chose this path, if you were, you know, looking to see how you could be able to position yourself to eventually retire, you know, or not retire, resign from your job, you know, based on you being in a financial place that was doable. I think where I slipped or where I missed it was by doing as little as possible as far as the time that I spent there. Like anytime I was at work or anytime I'm at work, you know, I'm giving my A game. I'm bringing my A game. However, I'm only being there for about 30 to 45 minutes, right? Or at least I was for the majority of a good portion of this 2 years. So I think the game plan has to be, you know, as you're preparing yourself to leave, your practices at home, you know, away from your job, you know, have to be, as I've been, you know, learning to live off of a little, not spending everything that you make, separating your sources of income. And what I mean by separating is if you're getting income from various sources, not putting them in the same pot, or at least if you're putting them in the same pot, being able to account for those funds, to separate, you know, what was brought in from this business versus what was brought in from that business, to know where you are, what you're doing, and how to know what you're making in each of your businesses. But in knowing and learning how to live off of a little, the change that I would have made during these 2 years is I should have you know, been committed to, like, say, a certain amount of hours a day, you know, to equal a certain amount of income per day. So knowing how to live off a little, you'll be making the money, but you won't necessarily be spending the money. So it will be positioning you to, you know, however you do yours. You know, if you're a saver, then save. If you're an investor, invest. You know, being able to invest in your own businesses and your own ideas with the additional funds that you're not spending on things, you know, buying material things. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to speak on that because, like, I think being transparent is the only way. Being honest is the only way. Sharing exactly what it is, because someone could have seen my earlier videos and say, okay, So he's on this 2-year plan, and then, you know, at the end of that 2-year plan, they could say, well, it didn't work for him, so it won't work for me. I don't want to say that it won't work for you. I want to say that I believe that I didn't fully utilize the 2 years, you know, like I could have, but I think the thing is, I didn't know, you know. I didn't know what that was gonna look like, to be able to leave my job in 2 years. I didn't know what that process looks like, because I've never done it. So I was experiencing it and expressing my feelings on video about my plan. My plan is to be done with my job in 2 years. Well, what I'm finding now, I'm not out of time for it to still be 2 years. So I mean, it could still happen that way. But I'm also understanding now that, man, this 2 years, I could have made it look this way. You know, I could have been stacking up. You know, I was definitely having my time to myself. I was definitely being able to have peace and all those things. But I think my financial goals have been affected by the choice that I made. And, like, you know, I come do the job, and then I leave, and you know, I'm free to go think of my own ideas. I'm free to go do my other businesses. But if you aren't necessarily, let's say, what would be the purpose of me if I had nothing planned for the day? What would be the purpose of me being here quick, you know, 30 minutes when I could be here 6 hours? Not saying I want to be here 6 hours, but I could be here 6 hours and get paid for a 6-hour day, which isn't a long day, versus getting paid for a 30-minute day total. Go home, no side business work, or no side business jobs on that particular day. So for the whole day, I made 35 minutes of pay. Whereas if I didn't have anything scheduled in my other businesses, why not go ahead and capitalize on 5-6 hours here at this job to make bread for that day? You know, whatever my goal of money to be made in a day, you know, whatever that amount, why not go ahead and get those hours? And then tomorrow, if I have another job, if I have to go cut grass somewhere, if I have to go play keys somewhere, then okay, I can still work the job if time permits. You know, if the hours, if the event is not till 8 o'clock at night, nothing prevents me from still going and get the 6 or whatever hours at work and get the gig. So I'm sharing this with y'all because I want y'all to know, and I want to always bring y'all the truth. This is what I found. I think that it's not too late for me to meet my 2-year goal, but I think my 2-year goal could be in a lot better position if I had fully worked during this time. So it was just for me figuring it out. But now I'm fine-tuning it, you know, like now I'm reevaluating, and I'm like, okay, so what if I do go ahead and go hard at this? Now that I know, man, I can live off 30 minutes of pay in a day. I can live off of what my checks have been. I can survive off of that, right? So now imagine if I start building up some hours on days that I don't have my other businesses, you know, if nothing's booked, nothing's planned. What if I go ahead and bulk these hours up? Now all this additional income that I don't spend, I don't need, because I know how to live off, you know, this small amount. Now I have things that I can do. That'll give me some leverage, some flexibility. So that's all. y'all, I'm figuring this thing out, and I'm just sharing it with y'all day by day, play by play. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm seeing. So as I said, it doesn't mean the plan won't work for me, and it definitely doesn't mean that the plan won't work for you. But you know, you're gonna have to always be willing and able to assess, reassess, reevaluate. Well, evaluate and reevaluate. Adjust and readjust. You know, you're gonna have to keep working your plan and fine-tuning your plan until you get it where it's working for you. But my mind is on that freedom. You know, my mind is on being able to live the life that I want to live. There's some goals I got now. There's some things I want to do. There's some things I want to see happen for some people in my life. It's some things I want to do as a man for my family members, you know. More specifically, well, not even more specific, because the more I think about it, we all need something, you know. So but I want to be able to do something for my family members. I want to do something special for my family members. I want to do something. So right now I'm like I say, I've been, you know, just seeing myself, and you know, I don't see myself as failing it, whether I meet my 2-year goal or not. The lessons that I've learned in these 2 years of making these videos, man, I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know, I feel like I've gained a lot, and I haven't even reached the full 2 years yet. So just imagine what all I'll learn, or I will have learned by then, you know. And going back through these videos, it trips me out, you know, going back and just seeing like, wow, you know, it's been a game changer for me. But it's brought me to looking at myself, seeing myself, and understanding what I need to do to continue to grow and continue to be a better person. So that's all. Just a little honest moment with y'all, letting y'all know where I am, and you know, what I'm seeing, what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing on this journey, and what I've been learning and finding in my efforts to, you know, free myself and free my family, free my people. So that's all. Peace and love. I love y'all.